What was that?
Why is there a trail cam pointing to that campsite?
How did we get out of here?
Shall I start recording?
Yeah.
Camping is meant to be an escape, peace, nature, and the calm of the great outdoors. But sometimes, that calm is shattered by something unexpected, something chilling. Tonight, we're diving into 6 of the most disturbing camping encounters ever caught on camera. These terrifying moments might just make you think twice about your next camping trip. Christine spends her life traveling from place to place in her car, chasing the beauty of the open road and living for the thrill of new adventures. After some hesitation, she decides to go with her gut and embarks on a solo backpacking trip through the dense wilderness of Louisiana, a choice that ends up leading her into a truly unsettling experience. The hike began just like any other. She wandered for miles, soaking in the sights and sounds of the forest, using the time to refresh her mind and escape from the usual day-to-day chaos.
I spent the last 4 nights sleeping in my car, living in my car in a hotel parking lot. Not a hotel I was checked into. I just stayed in their parking lot every night. I am starting to feel better, and I just want to ride that wave of just continuing to do a little bit at a time to help myself feel better and do the things that really take care of me. Getting out, started on the trail now. It's pretty quiet out here. It's lovely with the birds singing, and every now and then the wind comes through. When I was still getting ready at the trailhead, I encountered 3 young men who are out backpacking on this trail as well. So in short, I don't know where I'm camping tonight, but we'll figure that out. No big deal.
As daylight started to slip away, she began searching for a place to camp, somewhere she'd feel safe for the night. Eventually, Christine found what seemed like the perfect spot. While setting up, she casually filmed the wildlife around her. But that's when she noticed something that immediately put her on edge.
I was just speculating that loneliness was likely the thing that was getting me down, and then suddenly I was wishing I was feeling more alone. You ever just come across somebody and the energy is just off? That is what's been happening to me a little bit today. I'm about 3 miles in and I found this spot that I would really love to camp. But just as I was getting here, I saw somebody that I've seen twice already today. The first time I saw him, he only had a water bottle in his hand, no backpack or anything. And I saw him at the trailhead where I parked my car as I was still pulling things out of my car. And at that point, as soon as he saw me, he sort of turned around and headed back onto the trail. I've seen him 4 times, I just realized. And then I saw him as I was hiking. I'd started with my pack up the trail, and he came from behind me, still with just the water bottle. And I didn't hear him at first, but it kind of startled me a little bit. So I moved over to let him go past, and that time was the first time I said, "Oh, hello." And he just said, "Hi." The next time I saw him, he was at a crossroads, and it looked like he was loading things into his car to leave. But I guess he was pulling a backpack out, because even though I didn't say anything to him at that point, I literally just got across this bridge that's behind me, and it was filming some of the wild azaleas. And there he came from behind me again, this time with the backpack on, like an overnight backpack.
There was a person nearby, someone she had already crossed paths with multiple times earlier in the day. A knot formed in her stomach as she realized this wasn't just a coincidence. The energy shifted, and her instincts, ones that had guided her through many solo trips before, were now screaming at her.
But something about the energy of this particular individual has me on edge a bit. So that was just at the point where I had seen this place and decided I wanted to camp here. And he passed me on the trail, and I was stopped, and I just stood there by the flowers, like filming them. And then I think he was out of sight by the time I came over here, but I haven't set anything up yet. I just set my pack down, and I've just been hanging out, just trying to get a feel for the place and make sure that he's not around anymore. So I'm just hanging out, just seeing how things feel. It's not too late for me to go back to the car.
Trying not to let fear take over, she lingered a little longer, hoping the feeling would pass. But then something caught her attention that confirmed her worst fears. Just a short distance away, a trail cam was strapped to a tree, aimed directly at her camp, at her belongings, and it wasn't hers.
The area that I was looking across at, you see, there's the bridge, you can see that. And then the backpack's right there. I was thinking I was going to camp over there, but I looked over and I saw this area here, the clearing, and I thought, you know what, that's a bit more hidden from trail. I might feel more comfortable and secure over there, so I came over. Why is there a trail cam pointing to that campsite? I don't really know how those things work. Maybe it's not visible on the camera, but like, what else is it pointing at? Okay. Like, here's the trail cam. What is it pointing at? Putting my camera right behind. My backpack is right there. That's where I was gonna camp. Like, that's an established campsite. Looks like this one is too, but what the heck is going on here?
Suddenly, everything fell into place. This wasn't just bad luck. This could have been a setup. Without wasting another second, Christine packed up her gear and got out of there, not willing to wait around to find out what might happen next.
I think 1 strike, 2 strike. I gotta get out of here before 3 strikes and I'm out. I'm gonna try to zoom even more. It's gonna get really bad. Quality, but there it is. You can see it right there. You can see it. I'm out of here.
She found a new place to stay for the night, but the feeling of unease never fully left her. Later, on her way back, she spoke to some locals, asking if situations like that were common. They told her it wasn't and encouraged her to report it.
I did, since I had the opportunity to speak to some locals, ask them about the trail cam and if I was just being dramatic and crazy. And they said that is not normal. I was like, okay. I didn't think so. I'm not from around here. They said I should report it to the Forest Service. So that thought had already occurred to me, but I think I will indeed do that.
So, was Christine being watched? Was someone out there waiting for the right moment? One thing's for sure. Trusting her gut may have saved her life that night. Casey spends her life full-time in her camper van, joined by her loyal cat, Olive. Her lifestyle allows her to travel freely and enjoy life on her own terms. But in this video, she faces the darker side of van life, one that turned into a true nightmare.
Good morning, you guys. I hope you're all having a lovely day whenever you're watching this. If you have seen my other vlogs, you're probably thinking to yourself, wow, that was a really short morning montage, because usually I would show you guys me making coffee or breakfast here in the van, and that is just not what happened this morning. In fact, Olive and I had a fairly unsettling morning, and I'm going to tell you guys about it. Just for some context, we are in a very small town in southern Utah, and we have already switched spots. But the spot we were at last night and this morning was actually a big dirt pull-off off the main road going in and out of town.
It was around 7 a.m., and Casey was parked up, getting some work done and enjoying a quiet morning. The road she was on was usually fast-moving, so when she noticed a car slowly creeping past, it immediately caught her attention. Something felt off.
And I noticed at about 7 a.m., a black car went past us very slowly on the main road here. The speed limit is 40 miles an hour, and this car was going maybe 15 to 20 miles an hour, which struck me as odd, but they kept driving, so I really didn't think much of it. Until about 5 minutes later, the same car came back down the road and pulled off into the same lot as us and actually drove behind the van.
Then just minutes later, the same car came back down the road and pulled in right behind her van. This time, she saw there were two men inside. The tension in her chest grew. She began filming the vehicle from a distance, trying to stay calm as she watched them drive further down the road. But then, the car turned around and started coming back.
There were two men in it. One was driving and one was in the passenger seat. And they actually went up a little road that was behind the lot that we were parked in. And they got to the end of the road, turned right back around, and then very slowly started coming back down the road towards the van.
At this point, Casey moved carefully to the back of the van, trying not to make any sudden movements. She stayed low and within reach of the weapons she kept on board for her safety, just in case. Then the car pulled up beside the van. The men started beeping the horn, clearly trying to get her attention. She didn't respond. One of them got out and walked toward her vehicle.
But once they got close enough back towards the van, I actually moved from up here into the back area because that is where I keep my safety items. And unfortunately, I don't have a window on the driver's side back there, so I lost my visual of them, but I could hear that they pulled their car up right along the driver's side of the van, and they actually honked their horn at us, which of course I ignored. And after I didn't respond to their honk, one of them got out of the car and came up and started knocking on my driver's side window.
The silence was shattered by loud knocking on the passenger door. Every alarm bell in Casey's head was now going off. She stayed still, ignoring them completely, hoping they'd leave. And after a few moments, the car slowly pulled away, but not without watching her as they drove off.
So a couple minutes after I ignored the knocking, they finally left. They went back out onto the road and I watched them slowly drive away. At this point, I knew I needed to leave the lot, but I wasn't sure where I was gonna go because again, this is a small town and it is surrounded by very desolate areas. So the last thing I wanted to do was immediately try to leave town, drive out into the middle of nowhere and have them follow me.
Still on edge, Casey immediately started researching nearby locations, looking for a safer spot to move to. But just as she was about to leave, the same black car returned and pulled off into a nearby street. That was the final warning.
And I kid you not, 30 to 45 minutes later, the same car comes back down the road and pulls off on a street just up the road from us. So my brain is immediately telling me, oh, these guys are up the street and now they're just watching you. So I decided to come here, about 3 minutes away, to a local breakfast joint. I didn't see them follow me, and I haven't seen them in the hour that I've been sat here now. But yeah, pretty weird morning.
She didn't waste a second longer. Grabbing what she needed, she left the area, not willing to take any risks with what could have escalated into something far worse. Casey absolutely made the right call. We may never know exactly what those men wanted, but whatever their intentions were, they weren't good. Dan, also known as the English Woodsman, is no stranger to wild camping. He spent countless nights out in the wilderness, often in complete solitude, exploring the forests of the UK and sharing his peaceful yet adventurous experiences online. In this particular video, Dan returns to a familiar woodland, one he's camped in before. But there's something about this place that's always made him uneasy. Every time he's visited, strange things have happened. And this time would be no different. In fact, it would be far worse.
I have camped in this bit of woodland 3 times now, and 2 out of the 3 times definitely something paranormal were happening. Loud noises walking past me when no one were there. The bushes were getting like pushed down by something where you could clearly tell there were not around me. And when I shared the link on my Facebook page, a couple of the local people around here commented and sent me an inbox message saying, if you go to where the gate is with the iron posts, keep going through there, up the banking, and then you'll see like some woodland. She says kids often complain about seeing strange things there. So for the last time on this channel, we will be going to these woodlands. I'm not even sure where to go through all here. You know, like someone's been trying to build something here. Maybe it'll lean to or something.
After arriving and hiking deep into the woods, Dan decides to try a new area that had been recommended to him by viewers. At first, everything felt normal. The sun was out, birds were singing, and the atmosphere was calm. He spent some time walking through the trees, scouting for a good spot to set up camp. But not long into his walk, Dan stumbles across something that instantly shifts the mood. So a lot of stuff's going on in this spot. As you can see there, someone's been having a fire. And you come over here, so there's a lot of activity here, but you know, there's a school on ground there. Yes, there's like this shelter. Looks quite well made. That is pretty decent. A makeshift shelter hidden among the trees. It looked old, but clearly used. He cautiously walks around it, filming the area. That's when he hears it. Footsteps. Heavy, deliberate, and close.
That sounded like somebody else is walking around. Not a bad thing. I just don't want to freak anybody out by me walking around talking to a camera. What was that?
Dan immediately tenses up, scanning his surroundings. The sound of someone else nearby, when you're alone in the woods, is enough to make anyone uneasy, especially when you're miles from help. As he moves on, trying not to panic, he comes face to face with a drunken man sitting beneath the trees.
Just a lot of people said a bit more freaker over there, so we're going, yeah, right, pal. So we're going to be going there. You up, mate? Sorry? Is your dog alright?
He's alright.
Bring you back. So we're having a little look around and been speaking to part landowner there, and this is his nice dog. He's actually, you know, paying a bit of respect to his dogs that he's buried. Teenagers are coming around and messing up and stuff. You do what?
Who are you talking to?
Oh, my GoPro, to my viewers and stuff.
Alright.
So he's you know, he's spending quality time with his dog. What's the son of the dog's buried? So
Well, two of them.
Two of them.
Buried here.
Yeah,
You got Reggie, then you got Tigger.
Reggie and Tigger. He's put them in here.
The man claims to be the landowner, saying he's just visiting the graves of his buried dogs. But something about him feels off. His story doesn't quite add up. And Dan knows the actual landowner. This man isn't him. Trying to remain calm, Dan explains that he's just passing through and plans to camp elsewhere. But the man doesn't let him go easily.
Sorry about your dogs.
I'm doing, but...
Well, if I walk past
them...
them,
Where are you going to camp now?
then I find somewhere further down somewhere. I just come out for the night or so, have a little bit of time away and stuff.
I'll tell you a good place. If you go down to... If you go through the field down there...
Yeah.
Where, bridges.
Yeah. A little bit of woodland there, isn't there?
Yeah, and park it. Because if you need any water in the morning, then...
Yeah, in
you
winter.
have a wash then.
In winter when I use my hammocks and stuff, test for...
No,
you know,
that's what I'm
down
hammocks,
winter,
hammocks.
yeah, down winter sleeping bag and stuff. I'd like to test it on that bit of field, but you got to keep your lights down from the farmer behind you.
No, it's my mate, it's Richard.
All right, yeah.
It's my mate, you know. So I do all. I can, look, if you want, I can have a word with Richard, and I can get your permission to do what you want on there, as long as you don't bloody damage his cattle and stuff like that.
Yeah, you don't want to be hurting farm animals, do you? Right, I'm going to crack on and try to find somewhere else then, pal. You have a good evening.
You're better off going down to, what is it, bridge down there.
Yeah, I'm going to look down there first, see what... I've seen one spot, but...
There's not really to look at, is it?
All I'm looking for is like a nice flat spot, bit of grass, just to chill out and be happy.
Well, just go down there.
Oh, I've been on there a few times. Yeah, I need to show a little bit something different, don't I? Anyway, if I don't find it, I'll take your advice on that one over there.
Yeah, well, I can always have a word with Richard for you, and I can get your permission straight away. He's my mate, I don't get anything for him.
Yeah. Right, alright pal, leave you in peace.
Alright mate, see you later.
See you in a bit.
He begins to follow Dan through the woods, talking about giving him permission to camp anywhere he wants. His tone starts to shift. He becomes slightly agitated, and Dan can feel the tension rising. With his dog by his side, Dan tries to distance himself, eventually managing to break away from the interaction. But just as he thinks it's over, the man appears again, this time shouting at him, aggressively demanding that he leave the woods.
Now, I'm not being disrespectful the slightest. But, you know, you come across a drunken man in the woods with his dog, and he was drunk, and then at the beginning he was a little bit high rated with me. Once I turned the camera off, got a little bit high rated. I know this woodland don't belong to him, I know it belongs to, but on the other side of it all, I just played along with his talk and stuff. I just didn't want to cause any issues with him, especially not when he's drunk. And we all know 100%, but you know, his dog will defend him if anything starts. Wow. He's just come to edge up woodland, shouting. I don't know what to make of that, to be fair, because he just said, I'm making sure you've left, when at times he were talking nice and then he were abrupt a little bit and then nice again. It's that bloody dog. It looked the beast, innit? I really didn't want to argue with him where that is. So that's thrown the video off, like I said. So now I have to find somebody else. I'm going to find somebody else to camp, somewhere else to camp. Wow, that has really thrown me off the video. Right, so here's the plan. I'm going to go back to the car. I'm going to leave it not tomorrow, the next night. So it'll probably be Tuesday night now when I do try to go back on that land. I know he's not the landowner. I know he's drunk and just saying stuff. I didn't want to get in the argument like I've already said. But the thing is, I don't want to camp there because that wasn't the plan. I don't want to camp anywhere else now because that was the plan. And he's drunk, he's argumentative. I don't want him coming down in a little bit looking for me. So I'm going to end this video now.
Feeling completely unsettled, Dan decides not to stick around. He heads back to his car, cutting the trip short. Whatever was going on in those woods wasn't worth the risk. Something told him that man wasn't just passing through. And he knew staying any longer could have led to something far worse. Dan made the right decision. When your instincts scream that something's wrong, it's always better to listen, especially when you're deep in the wilderness with no one else around. In 2011, deep in the forests of Ketchikan, Alaska, a man went hiking and camping with a friend, hoping for a peaceful escape in nature. But what he captured on camera that day sparked a debate that still lingers years later. While hiking through a dense area of the forest, the man noticed something move in the distance. He pulled out his camera and began filming. What he captured next sent chills down his spine.
Oh shit, there it is again, there it is. There it is. Oh my god. Oh my god.
A massive, tall, fur-covered figure walking upright between the trees. It moved too quickly and smoothly to be a human. Its build was enormous, its posture too strange. The man's breathing grew heavy, his voice shaky, and his hands began to tremble. The fear in his voice was real, unmistakable.
There it is, it's right behind that tree. Oh my god, I'm tripping out, I'm shaking. Oh Jesus. Oh man. Crap. I'm so scared. Jesus, where is it? I have no idea where I went. My heart's pounding a million miles an hour. I saw it down by the creek. Oh my god. Shit. Ross!
He ran back to find his friend, Ross, and show him the footage. The video ends there, but the questions it left behind are haunting. Was this the clearest evidence yet of Bigfoot, or something else entirely? On January 12, 2012, a group of workers were out in the woods of Conklin, Alberta, going about their routine duties. But what began as a normal day quickly turned into something they'd never forget. Without warning, loud and strange noises echoed through the trees.
been? How long has this been going?
The sounds were unexplainable, nothing that could be easily linked to any known animal or human activity. They were unsettling, mechanical yet otherworldly, almost like something from a sci-fi movie. The noises would start and stop, then return even louder, echoing through the forest. The workers paused, unsure of what they were hearing. Some stood in silence, looking at each other with confusion and fear. What made this encounter even more disturbing is that viewers from the area claimed they had heard the exact same sound on the same day, miles away from where the footage was taken. The cause of the noise remains a mystery. Was it something natural, or something far beyond our understanding? Tom and John are experienced paranormal investigators, no strangers to dark locations or intense activity. But during this visit to an abandoned church and graveyard, they encountered something that pushed their limits. They set out to explore the area ahead of a larger investigation, bringing with them their usual ghost hunting gear, including the SB7 Spirit Box, which scans radio frequencies to allow spirits to communicate through white noise.
Right, so tonight we've come to a new location that we're actually checking out for a future season 3 episode of Haunted Finders. It's just me and John here tonight. We're not going to name the location tonight, just that it's a very big haunted church ruin and graveyard, which has got some amazing activity reports and stuff that have actually been cited in the graveyard itself and in the church itself where I'm actually standing now. We're going to check it out tonight, just see what sort of activity we get, see if it's active, and then we're going to come back and film an episode. So right now we're in the old bell tower of the church. We're going to try an SB7 Spirit Box session. See what we get. We're going to sweep first on FM and then we're going to try AM. The hell was that? Did you hear that? It was like footsteps coming through that door. Did you hear it?
I didn't hear nothing, no.
Not long after setting up, they began receiving strange responses. As Tom scanned the area, he spotted a black shadow dart past one of the church doors. Quick, but clear enough to stop him in his tracks.
I just want to start this little investigation by calling you out. All of you in the church grounds and the graveyard. Come forward now. I have a device in my hand that will be able to capture your voice. I want you to come and speak to me and John, who's holding this camera. I want you to come forward, stand with us, be with us. We don't mean you any harm. And just come and talk to us. Let's have a conversation. So if anyone's here now, can you come towards this device that I'm holding and come and say hello to us both, please? Hello. Hi. Hello. Hi. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Thank you. Do you want to tell me and John what your name is? What does that say? That was a name.
Just whistled as well, didn't it?
That was a name.
Sounded like Daniel.
Can you tell me if your name's Daniel? Come close to me and John, come and talk to us. Is your name Daniel, please? That was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
As soon as I turned it on. Daniel, come and speak to us. We don't mean you any harm. Did you used to work in this church? What the?
What's amazing about this spirit box response is the fact that the spirit says I'm cold. You can hear a noise that sounds like they're vomiting, and then it actually says I'm sick. This is an amazing response.
Did you used to work in this church? What the? There's a woman there trying to say something.
Yeah.
We're going to try an AM sweep on the SB7 and see if we get any replies on that. What the hell? A big black mass has just gone past that door.
Sure, on that tractor.
No, we need quick.
Can't see nothing. Is there a slope here?
No. Hello? Hello? When I was just talking to the camera then, a big black mass came across like that, like it was walking past the door, blocked the whole door out and then went that direction.
Despite the unease, they pressed on, switching between devices, including an EMF detector that picked up nearby energy spikes. At one point, they captured a chilling voice in response to Tom's question. Is there anyone who wants to speak to us? A firm, deep voice responded, no. From that moment, the energy shifted.
If there's any spirit people here now, if you're listening to me, if you've been talking to us on the spirit box device, please come towards this light in my hand here, this device. And if you come towards this area, if you touch it, come near it, it'll do this. And that will let us know that you're here. And we'll also see on the screen if you're here. So please, come towards me and John now. Come and talk to us. Come and let us know you're here. Come towards this device, please. I'm going to try an EVP. Try an EVP just to see if we get any voices, any replies to the questions that I'm going to ask. So let's see if there's anyone here. We've got a crazy EVP, Class A EVP. I'm going to play that for you now. So here it is.
Is anybody here with us? If it's you that we're seeing, that's communicating with us, can you come and say hello into this device, please? Try and tell us. Try and tell us your first name.
So that's the EVP. I would have just replayed it for you, and it's pretty creepy. Right, so we've had some interesting stuff in the bell tower. So we're moving to the back end of the church. Don't know what we're going to get, but we're going to try another spirit box session. Do some calling out, see if we can get some audible evidence, any footsteps which we've had already during an EVP session. And yeah, let's see what we get anyway. Whoever's been talking to us in this church, can you come forward now please to this device, come and speak to us.
Bruce.
Bruce. Bruce. Got a name. Bruce, can you say hello? Bruce, can you try and say hello to us, please, if you're still here? So we've had Daniel and Bruce. I'm around. I'm around.
I'm around you.
What? What
What the hell was that?
You and the real you and the real there is
I got chills.
Did you hear that?
Chills.
That it said that is me. What? Made this device go off. It's in my hand.
Oh, something's just gone through me. Something has just gone through me. I got mega chills right now.
They started feeling freezing cold air, sudden chills, and intense dread. Tom described the sensation of someone walking directly through him, a heaviness that lingered. As they moved further through the graveyard, the spirit box repeated the same warning twice. Get out.
I think you should go.
I heard that. I think you should.
Said I think you should go.
Why should we go?
You can go, Ultimate.
Why should we go? Come and touch this
I
meter.
feel like I've got like a group of people walking up to me now behind me.
Well, come and touch this device. If you make it alarm, we will go. Point 1. Point 2.
No.
After I just said that as well.
Ah! What the hell?
As well.
Ah! What the hell, man?
Then, without warning, Tom was pushed. Startled, he screamed out, spinning around to find no one there. But the attacks didn't stop.
You're joking.
I felt something touch me after it said get out.
Oh, Jesus
Did you hear me
Christ.
scream?
Oh my God.
This
Yeah.
is so scary. This is so flipping scary.
Whoa, did you hear that voice then?
Out. It just said out again.
Why do you want us out so bad?
Oh my God, oh my God. I'm so scared right now. Keep it together.
Don't be scared, don't be scared. We don't mean you any harm, so why?
It was a proper nasty. Get out. And then
I know.
something touched my back like it pushed me.
Make this device go up to at least 3,
God, I screamed then like a girl.
and we will leave you alone.
Why do you want us out? Danger! I just said danger! Are we in danger? Are we in danger? This is some intense shit.
While trying to communicate again, Tom said his throat began to close, and he felt like he couldn't breathe, like something was trying to silence him.
He just said, well, go. I think they want us to go.
We're not going to. You make this device alarm. Come and touch this aerial. Come and touch this aerial and then make the device alarm and we will go. You alright? What's the matter?
So I just squeezed my flipping throat, man.
You being serious?
Like, not like strangling me, but closed my throat in big time. I don't feel safe here, man. I don't feel safe. Oh, my throat, food.
Should we get out of here?
I think we should, you know. I'm getting shit scared right now. Something's just closed. I'm getting shit scared now, John. Like, something's just closed my throat in.
Get your torch out.
It became too much. With their gear reacting intensely, and both men overwhelmed with fear, they decided to call it. Whatever was in that church didn't want them there, and it made that message painfully clear.
I feel like some shit, if we stay here, some shit's gonna go down, like one of us is gonna get hurt or something.
Really?
Yeah, like, I feel really bad. My throat, I felt like someone was squeezing it from the inside.
You know, as you said that,
not
though.
the outside, the inside.
Yeah, as you said that, I started to get a bit of like a scratchy feeling in my throat. Come on, let's get out of here.
Let's just go, man, let's go. How do we get out of here?
Shall I start recording?
Yeah.
Out in the wild, it's not always the animals you have to fear. Sometimes, it's the things you can't see or explain. Which encounter scared you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe. You never know what's lurking in the woods.